Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I will be sharing with you some of the scientific concepts that I have learned in FSHN 101 through cookies. To start with, cookies have a harder and crunchier texture compared to cakes. This is partly because the lipid used to make cookies is butter, which is a solid fat, whereas a liquid oil is used to make cakes. Lipids come in the form of triglycerides that are composed of a glycerol backbone and 3 fatty acids, either saturated or unsaturated. The composition of fatty acids is what affects whether the lipid is a fat or an oil. Unsaturated fatty acids have one or more double bonds between the carbon atoms, whereas saturated fatty acids have no double bonds as shown in this image. Because of this, saturated fatty acids have a higher intermolecular force than unsaturated fatty acids. Since the intermolecular force of a molecule is directly proportional to its melting point, saturated fatty acids also have a higher melting point than unsaturated ones. Therefore, at room temperature, saturated fats are solid and unsaturated fats are liquid. During baking, the butter melts slower because of its solid state, allowing the cookie dough to spread more evenly. The leavening agent that is used to make this cookie is baking soda. Baking soda and baking powder are both leavening agents that could be used in baking because they release carbon dioxide gas, allowing the dough to rise during the baking. The difference between the two is that baking soda requires both an acid and a liquid to be activated, while baking powder only requires a liquid since the acid is already in the mixture. Due to the acid that is already present, baking powder tastes similar to baking soda but a little more acidic. Baking soda and baking powder are chemical leavening agents. There are also biological leavening agents. For example, the yeast that is used in making bread. This is a barf bag that I have made for a different activity. It has oatmeal, fruit juice, and rapid rise instant yeast in it. This is how it looks like after an hour. As you can see, bubbles form inside the bag. These bubbles are carbon dioxide gas that is produced by the yeast after they consume the sugar in the fruit juice. During baking, the same process occurs. The microorganisms continue to produce carbon dioxide gas, which allows the bread to rise until they die due to high oven heat. After the cookie is done baking, there is a nice aromatic smell that can be smelled before the oven doors open. This smell results from the Maillard reaction, during which the proteins and sugars in the cookie dough break down and rearrange themselves, causing the food to turn brown and giving it its distinctive smell. If you look at the bottom of the cookie, you can see that it is deeper in color as a result of the sugar being exposed to the bottom of the pan that is hotter, also known as caramelization. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.